Hello, everyone. So this is going to be a quick description of how the incompletes will work. Do not watch this if you engaged in remote learning. Do not watch this if you were passing the class before 317. So this is only going to be for people that are failing the course, basically. All right. So this information is also completely pulled from the district. Um, this is straight from the people who make these decisions. All right. So you will get an incomplete if you were failing prior to March 17th, and that one's pretty simple, right? If you were failing before we went to a remote learning, you're going to get an incomplete unless you decided to get your grade back up, which many people did. All right. Many people did. If you got your grade up during this time, you were awesome. Now, uh, the other option, and this is kind of where I really wanted to focus, is if you didn't engage during remote learning. So, not engaging can be or is a huge spectrum. So, it can be you straight up ghosted me. You said sayonara on 17, and there we go. I didn't see or hear from you again. Or it can mean you did one assignment, two assignment, whatever. You didn't do the majority of the work. You did the bare minimum, and what you did do was garbage. Okay. I've already kind of gone through and decided who's going to get an incomplete and who's not. So what I will tell you is there's very few people who were in that second situation where they, typed something on a check-in, or they type something on a check-in, or they did like one assignment. Okay. Those people are getting an incomplete because they didn't complete the course. You did not complete the learning that was supposed to happen during remote learning, so you do not deserve to pass the class. However, um, I have the ability to excuse you from that work if you were enduring a hardship. And I give you an example right there. So that means if you were babysitting your siblings, if you had to work in the fields with your parents, if you had all those situations that come with this really wacky quarantine, um, and those got in the way of you accessing the remote lessons, then why would I want to give you an incomplete for that? Okay. I will just use whatever grade you had um, at the time. But most importantly, you got to tell me about those things. I only know, or I would have guessed it, but I only know that the handful of kids who were babysitting their siblings or that were working in the fields, that they were doing that because they told me. Period. You have to tell me. You had months to send me a message of any kind, to send me a message through your friend, because it's bull if or I shouldn't say that, but all of you were at one point in contact with somebody who could have communicated with me. There's zero excuse for not communicating your situation to me. So that means I have to assume you ghosted me because you were lazy. What else would I assume, right? Why would I believe anything else if you couldn't bother to send me one stinking message over those few months? All right. So I'm going to give you an incomplete. You don't deserve to pass the class. Doesn't mean you're a bad person, just means you failed the class. All right, now what I'm going to do is just roll through all of these options. I'm not going to talk about them because you can read them, but the main idea here is that I'm going to give you one of those six options, okay? You can go back and read them for yourself. All you got to do is hit pause. But I'm basically going to leave in the comments for the class, just like it was, if we were normal situation, I would say, pleasure to have in class, does excellent work. Whatever comment I leave, um, it's going to be added in with those. All right. Um, so yeah, as far as I know, sitting here thinking, that is the vast majority of what you need to know. Should be everything you need to know about incompletes if that's the situation you're in. I genuinely am not going to be handing out a lot of these. Matter of fact, overall, I'd say it's fudge, less than 20, maybe less than 15.